Welcome back, everyone. We are going to continue with our road trip album, and we're going to do page 4 and 5 together in one video because they're the same. There's just one measurement, the G flap, that's different. So as I go along here, just cut 2 of everything till I get to G, and then I'll show you what that would be on page 5. So this is page 4. So cut 2 of these and set one aside for page 5. So flap A is going to be our bottom flap, and that's 7 7/8 by 6 1/2. And again, that's 2 lines before 8. B is 7 7/8 by 4. Let's cut 2 of those and put one aside for page 5. C is a pocket that's going to go on top of flap A. So let's see. That is 8 7/8 by 4 1/2. So need 2 of those. D, 7 1/2 by 5 1/4. E is 7 1/2 by 5 1/2. F is going to be our booklet that we put in that pocket. So it's 12 by 6 3/4. So you need 2 of those. And now G. You need 2 for page 4, and then I'll show you the 2 G's that you need for page 5. So for page 4, your G's are going to be 4 1/8 by 3 1/4. And you need 2 of those. So for page 5, your G's are going to be 3 1/4 by 3 7/8. So we will do everything together. Let's start scoring. First we'll do page 4 and then we'll do page 5. Okay, so let's take flap A, and we're going to score this one with the 7 1/2 inch side facing up, not 7 1/2, 7 7/8. Hold up, I'm on the wrong line. 6 1/2 inch side faces up. For B, we're going to have the 4 inch side facing up. C is a pocket, so we have to score on 3 sides, and we're going to start with the longest side facing top, the 8 7/8 side. Whoop, that is too much. That's an inch. I want a 1/2 inch. Okay. Come on, don't move on me. All right. D is a right flap, and we're going to start with the 5 1/4 side facing up. E is a left flap. The 5 1/2 inch side is facing up. And now let's see, F. F we're going to score in the middle. So it's going to be at 6 inches. This is our booklet. So let's find 6 inches. Okay, and the G's you don't score. Okay, so I'm going to put these all in a pile. That's going to be our page 4. Now let's do page 5. Okay. Okay, so flap A, got our 6.5 inch side facing the top. B, put this aside here. 4-inch side faces the top. C is the pocket, so we're gonna start scoring 3 sides with our 8 and 7 facing the top, and we'll just keep turning it. D, let's see, we have the 5 1/4 side facing the top. E is the 5.5 inch side, faces up. Okay, F is right in the middle. It's at 6 inches. And we do not score our G's. All right, so let's get started with page 4 first. Put these in order. And we're going to tape all this using 3/8 inch. So here's our pocket. Okay, now we're going to press all this down. And I'll take my booklet and fold that in half. Okay. All right, so now we're going to bring out our page 4, which is the other side of, we just did our page 3, and that's the one with the little flap here. So page 4, and let's start with A. And this is the bottom flap, and it's going to have a pocket on top of it. So let me look. You can decide if you want to corner round it or not. I didn't really corner round these. It didn't need it. It kind of looked good the way it was squared off. So, but if you want, you could around it right up here. Okay, so I'm going to line this up on the left and right. There's just a little bit showing. I've got my fingers here steadying it, my pinky and my ring finger on the right. My thumbs are at the bottom, and then I can feel that it's flush, and I'm just going to let go. Okay, there's a pocket on top of here. So let's put that on before we put the top flap on. And we're going to cut our corners same way that I do up to the intersection and turn. Let's just take the tape off of the bottom, and let's line this up. So there's also just a little room to the left and right, and we use our thumbs to guide it to the bottom of this flap A. There we go. And when you're happy with that, you can press it down and take your tape off the side. Okay, so flap B, I'm going to turn this over, and flap B, which is our top flap, is going to go right up here. Okay, so I'm lining it up, and I do want a space between, so don't think that's abnormal. There's a space between the top pocket and this flap, and that's going to make it look neat. When you look into it, there'll be design paper under here, so it'll give it some dimension. And it will allow you to easily put this booklet that we made, the F flap, right in there. Okay, so on the inside, we're going to have a left and right flap. So let's take D first. D is going to be on the right. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to me. Now, there's going to be space between the top and bottom, about 1/4 of an inch, I'd say. So you want that, and then just put it flush with the side here. All right. And I think I am going to corner round these. So let's do E before we put it down. Okay, and that goes on the left, so I'm going to turn it. Okay, so this, we want to put this flap, the left flap, right on top of the right flap so we can see that they're lined up to the left and right. And then we'll guide it right to the edge of the paper and put it down. Okay. So now, let's get ourselves facing the right direction. We got our big flap with the pocket is on the bottom, it's on the top, and these two are here. Now, for this, let me just make sure, because what I want to do, we're going to have our G on this right-hand side. So that's what's going to have the magnet on it going on top of here. And we can't put that down just yet until we get our design paper on here. So for now, this isn't going to have a magnet on it, but it will when we put these down. But we can put a magnet right here. And where'd my magnets go? Here they are. Okay, so for now I'm just gonna put this one underneath just to keep it held down, but it's gonna go on top later after we get our G's on there. And let's see, let's put this down. There's another thing. Okay, so I want to put, let's just for now put this here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get away with one in the middle rather than two on the ends, and I think I can. So when all is said and done, this right flap is going to be here. So we want to put that up top for now, because we're going to, if we put one in the middle here, we want it to land on this right flap. Okay, so let's put that down. I don't want it to land in the middle right on this line. So let's put it down, and before I tape it, I want to measure. Okay, so here's my line where I don't want it to be. So I'm going to follow this down, and I have to move it over to about here. That way I know it won't land right on that. You don't want it between the folds. Let's make sure. Okay, that looks good. We'll get our negative. I'm just going to hold this up here and see where this is going to go. That's the tricky thing. So this pull tab is going to be right around here. So I might need to move my magnet just a little bit. Or even wait. I'll wait until my G is on here. So let's hold off on on this negative for a second. Let's see, hold on, get this straight. Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll hold off on this minus until we get that flap G on there. So put that aside. And let's put 2 on top of B, because I think that would be a whole lot easier than putting it in the middle. Everything's kind of landing right there. If you want, on this bottom flap, if you don't want to wait until you put your G there, you could put 2 right here. And one would land on this flap and one would land on that flap. I might do that just to make it easier. Okay. Lots of magnets here. So that's going to go like this. And that will not interfere with my G that's right here. So that looks good. Okay. Actually, let me just undo this for a second. This would be better right on top of this pocket, I think. Okay. Yeah, that'll be better. In crafting, you just have to play around with things. Okay, so we've got it like that. So there's just this question of this flap. If you want, you could put 2 magnets here and land them right there, or you could keep your one in the middle and have it go on top of, when you put your design paper down, you'd put it on top of your G right here. So now is the time to decide, and you do what you feel. But I think to make it easier for me, since I'm not really conserving magnets too much, so I'm going to take this one in the middle and make 2 on the side like we did at the top. And then I don't have to worry about it. About where it's going to land. Up to you. There. And now we'll know for page 5 what we did over here. Okay, so I'm going to put my G's right here until we can get the paper on there. All right, so that's page 4. Let's get out page 5, and we'll use this as a guide of where we put our magnets. So I've got my new pocket page. Openings are to the left and right. I'm going to write a page 5 up here, turn it over, and make a 6. Okay, so let's do the same thing. And then we'll look back at our page 4 and see where we put all those magnets. So let's get all our flaps taped up. This will be easy because it's just the same as what we just did. Here's our pocket. Okay, so these are our D and E, and I did corner round them before, so let's just do that now. Okay, I'm going to press everything down. F is our booklet, so we just have to fold this over. Yeah, I am going to round these corners too. B flap and A flap. All right, clean up all my little paper pieces. Okay, so we have page 5. Flap A is going to go on the bottom. So I'm lining that up left and right, and there's just a little bit of space on each side, and I'm going to make it flush with the bottom. Got a shadow over here. Hold on. There. The pocket, it's our C. Let's cut our corners. this goes right on top of flap A. And go right up to the bottom. Looks good, so I could take off my sides. Okay, and flap B goes at the top. Let's turn this around. Okay, so I'm lining it up here, right over, it's equal on the sides here. It lines right up with flap A, and my thumbs are guiding it to the top there. Okay, and now we'll do our sides. Let's see, so for this one, our G's are going to go on the other side. So I want to make sure. All right. So flap D, I've got this on the right, just like the other side, except that now our G is going to be on the left-hand flap. Okay, so this is the right side. I want it in the middle, so there'll be like a 1/4 inch showing on the top and bottom. Flap E is going to go on the left. And I'm going to put this on top of the right hand flap so I can look and make sure it's lined up on both sides. Okay, there we go. So our G's are going to wind up being over here this time. But I am not going to worry about that because I'm going to put 2 magnets on my top and bottom flap. This time the left-hand flap is going on top. So just make sure you have that so when you put this down it lands where it's supposed to. Okay, so let's get going, putting our magnet on the bottom first. So we're going to put one on D over here first. So got that, goes there. This is going to go over here. Now let me just make sure I'm going to have my magnet here, or my G here. So I'm going to put the magnet underneath this G and it's going to land over here. So I can't really put this magnet on yet. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. And I'm going to put 2. Let me just put this where it's going to be so I can see. It'll be like that. And I want to see where, if I put one here and here, yes, it'll land and it won't interfere with that. So let's put 2. I need another pack already. Ooh. Yeah. Boy, this one doesn't want to come out. Well, that one's labeled wrong. Sometimes that happens. Okay. It doesn't matter. I can just put tape on the other side. Okay. Okay, so let's do the same thing to the top flap, and that's going to land right above our pocket, as we have learned from the last page. Okay. Boy, oh boy, this plastic just feels so much thicker than the other packs. Man, it's hard to get the magnet out. Something different about that one. Stuck to my finger. Okay. Okay, so we are going to keep this aside for a minute because that's going to go over here. So let me show you the design paper. Okay. Clear off the area and bring out the book. So these are twin pages and they'll be right next to each other. So let's start with page 4. Page 4, I just used, this is from the Craft Consortium, and this was another little cutout that was on that cutout sheet, so I put it up there. And this is Craft Consortium. Okay, so this is a page from the 12 by 12, Ciao Bella. And I loved how this came out with this buckle. I did save a piece with a buckle for a booklet that I made in the back, so this is how I had it. It has a little piece of the Chevrolet showing there and the rivets down here. And I cut the paper just below the Mac sign. And this is just a little piece that I put in. It fits right into the pocket. And I went up to about here. Okay, so the back side, you see that's from the Craft Consortium. This is the back side of one of the Ciao Bella pieces. I love all the pipes and stuff. This is one of the cutouts, the exit sign. So this went on our right flap. And I do have a magnet. Where'd the magnet go? Feels like it's right around here, and it lands right on top of there. Okay. This is the back side of, it might be the back side of this. I'm not sure where I got that one. This is the Craft Consortium, Craft Consortium, Craft Consortium here. And there's no pocket on the inside here because you've got it on the outside. So it goes like that. This, I believe, was from that pack of patterns paper. So it's extra. And then the booklet goes in here. So for page 5, I have the booklet here. This is just, that's from the Ciao Bella, probably the patterns pack. And this is from the Craft Consortium. That's also from the patterns pack. Okay, so I have this paper that has the wheel of the motorcycle here, Lucky up there. I just put, there was a scrap piece, so I just put that, it just fit right there, right in the middle. The inside I had the gas station, and this goes on the back of this album. So since I had 2 packs, I have one on the back and then one right here. And I just put our G flap right here, right next to the gas pump. And that's how I lined it up. And then I put the magnet under here, which will land over there. So first you have to put this on, then this, then put your magnet under here, have it land there, and then put this down. And then this is from the patterns pack, Craft Consortium all around. There's that. Well, let me show you the pullout. There was a little piece left over from this paper. And on the other side, it was just that. And that is it. So next video, we will work on page 6. See you soon.